Hey guys, we are back on the channel and welcome to another edition of PSAs. But however, I also have something different that I would like to talk about today, also, not to mention with the PSAs. But if you guys are watching this for the first time and you haven't yet got a chance to get subscribed, go ahead and subscribe for more content. Be sure to turn on the bell notifications. So therefore, you won't miss any news as it comes out here on the channel. If by chance you guys would like to join the chats, my live chats are open on the left side of my screen. I am definitely going to be keeping an eye on those today. I definitely would like to give a shout out to all my moderators. You guys are awesome. Thank you. And if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns pertaining to anything specific, you can feel free to ask my moderators if they don't have an answer to your question. And if I happen to see it in the chats, I will definitely respond to that. If, in fact, I do have an answer to your direct question, I will be more than happy to answer that to satisfy the question. And hopefully, everything goes rather well. Also, for today's event, if you guys would like to join into the chats, please be courteous of myself. Please be respectful of not only myself, my moderators, and all my other viewers, because again, any and all negativity will not be tolerated here on the channel. So please do be aware of that. I definitely do want to thank you guys for your understanding, and hopefully we can make this live chat very interesting. Anyway, for today's topic, I am going to basically be starting out with chats about, or I'm basically going to be doing a blog about electricity and how it works. And then we're going to be moving on to food recalls and probably much more after that. Oh, and before anybody asks anything specifically, yes, I do have my coffee. And probably what you haven't seen in a little while, I also have my backup. Huge shout out to the person who actually made the coffee this morning. And as a matter of fact, I'm not going to mention names because of privacy. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive on into it, guys. Let's see who we have in the chats today. Who all do we have here? Ah, oops. Let's try that again. There we go. So, just starting out, guys, there is something about electricity that a lot of people probably don't know. So, if you guys would like to find out more information about the content and stuff that I have for today, you guys can find a link in the description below. Check that out if you like. But also, keep in mind, when it comes to electricity, it could probably be your best friend, but it could turn around to be your worst enemy. So it's not really the voltage that can become fatal, it's the amperage that pushes the voltage. And it only takes 1 amp for that to be extremely fatal. So if you guys are if you guys are working with certain things and you're basically working with electricity kind of like the first time around, like for example, if you guys are switching out switches to a fuse box, do be careful of doing that, because that can be very dangerous. Always make sure that you have your main breaker switch turned off. So what that does is that breaks the main feed of the current of electricity going from the fuse box to the house. So do be mindful of that. And things of what to do if a power line is down and you're out and about and you're walking. So what you'd want to do is, if you're out walking and you see a power line down, the worst thing to do is put one foot in front of the other, because electricity can go up through it can go travel up one leg throughout your whole entire body, down through the other. So the best way to break that type of circuitry is to stop what you're doing and hop. That right there will actually break the circuitry, and that could also save your life. So, with that being said, now let's talk. Now let's talk about voltage. There's 110, 120, 220, and 240. If you guys don't know exactly which one could be the, if you guys don't know exactly which one could be the worst, that would be 120. So just be careful, like I said, and be very mindful of what you're doing. And at least be aware of the certain risks that you take when you work around electricity, guys. Because, like I said, some electricity, such as a 9 volt, that's not fatal at all. You might feel a little tingling on your tongue from a 9 volt battery. But now, if you're working around 110, 120, 240, no, 220 and 240, that's an issue, because that can be very, very particularly life threatening. And there's an old saying, if it doesn't kill you, it only makes you stronger. Well, that's true to a certain extent. And basically, if by chance you guys get in touch, if you guys actually do happen to touch something that's live and the other person sees that, whatever you do, the worst thing to do is reach out and grab that person as they're being electrocuted, because that potentially would make them become the ground, and you would get the worst jolt of your life. So do be careful about that. And if you do happen to see somebody getting electrocuted, grab a 2x4 and push really hard. Because I'll tell you the thing about that, the 2x4 will protect you from making direct contact and grabbing that person to become the ground. So when you shove somebody with that 2x4, you're actually breaking them off. You're basically disconnecting the circuitry that's constantly flowing through them. As soon as they hit the ground, that's fine, because for one, you're actually saving that person from a very fatal situation. Always make sure that they get the proper medical assistance as needed. So if a person is getting electrocuted and you manage to knock them off of the circuitry, they're not getting the worst blow of that, because what that's doing is that's basically separating them from direct contact. Or another thing you could do is flip the main breaker, disconnect the power, and then get medical assistance to them immediately. Because what most people don't realize is electricity can also cause severe nerve damage. So just be very, very, very mindful of that. And try not to put yourself in a situation such as that. So, with that being said, just be careful. And if you're experienced with something like that and you've got years under your belt of experience, then you guys would know exactly what I'm talking about. But there's two different types of currents. And for those of you who don't know, there is an AC current. AC stands for alternating current. And then you got DC. DC is a direct current. AC current is basically more than likely to be extremely fatal compared to a direct current. So if you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, you might want to look that up, research it, and make yourself well aware of that. So then therefore, if you guys actually do happen to do a job that involves electricity, you guys will know exactly what to do at that point in time. So this content right here is only for educational purposes, to spread self-awareness and to get a message out to each and every single one of you guys. So then therefore, you're not stuck in a predicament without knowing the proper procedures of how to get yourself out of that situation. But if you're working around electricity, make sure that you have someone else there with you. Never try to attempt to work on something alone unless you have the breakers shut off, the main breaker to the fuse box inside. But if you see a down power line, the best thing to do is hop, because that right there will in fact break the circuitry from direct contact. And if you guys are wondering exactly what also stores electricity and electronics, now this is where it gets a little bit more interesting. Okay, for example, I'm going to show you something. See this little, I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Let me take this off here. And I know I didn't need to clean out the inside of my computer. But this little thing right here, what I'm touching, that is a capacitor. Those usually sit directly on a circuit board. So now if you're working on a TV or something like that, always make sure that you have your television unplugged for 24 hours to 48 hours roughly. So then therefore that will properly discharge the capacitor. So therefore it will not hold any type of electrical current. And if you shall make the attempt to work on a capacitor, guys, or not a capacitor, but a television or any electronic, doesn't matter what it is, always make sure that it's unplugged for 24 to 48 hours before working on it. So therefore, you actually do avoid the risk of electric shock. But you might not realize that some capacitors are charged as a unit is plugged into a wall. So if it's running 110 and it goes into the main power supply, that power voltage reduces. That does not mean that you still won't be able to get shocked. Because if you have a TV that's unplugged and it's only been unplugged for an hour, that capacitor is still fully charged. So over an existential period of time, those capacitors will slowly start to discharge, meaning that it will no longer have as much electrical current to knock you 10 feet back. So, like I said, this content is only for educational purposes only. So if everybody decides to pick up something and decide to work on something electrical, know the risks before you jump into it. Always keep something like that unplugged for possibly 24 to 48 hours before going in to work on something like that. So once something is unplugged, those capacitors on a circuit board will start to deplete and lose the amount of electricity stored inside of them. So always be mindful of that, guys. And like I said, always make sure that you have someone else there with you. So if somebody sees something that doesn't look right, or say, for instance, if something happens over in the background, you take your attention off of something, you touch something without even knowing it, and you get electrocuted, that person could just basically knock you over. And that person could just push you. That person could get something like I don't know, like a broom handle or something like that, and just push you off of that to basically break the circuitry. So for something to complete the circuitry, something has to be in direct line of contact with that. Look at a toaster, for example. A toaster holds no power if it's unplugged. You plug one in, and I'm just going to use this as an example. Somebody gets the bright idea to take a butter knife and put it down inside the toaster. You're going to get an electric shock. Because when that cord is plugged in, there's contact plates inside of the socket. And once those prongs touch that contact plate, that completes the circuitry. So always be careful of what you're doing. And if you're not sure about something, ask somebody who does. Because these two things right here, those could be for like everyday use, but also that could be your very worst enemy. So anyway, I digress. All right, guys. Now that that topic is pretty much said and done, we're going to move on to the next topic, and we're going to do the. I'm going to do the food recalls. I definitely want to thank Don for sending me this information here. For those of you guys who don't really know what's going on, I just received this. I just received this type of information as of yesterday. Hang on just a second. I got to go back up and find it again. Here we go. I got to get this ad off of here. Let's try this again, guys. Before it ends. Okay, I know how to do this now. So, first thing and foremost, guys, I'm trying to get this thing pulled up for you. There has been a recall on cookies, and there also has been a recall. I'm gonna go through the list here, guys. There's been a national recall on cookies. There's also been a recall on raisins. And over 100,000 pounds of chicken, guys. Sorry, I don't do the political thing on the live stream, so so for those of you who saw that, I definitely want to apologize for that. And Kirkland smoked salmon. There has been a recall on that too. If you guys want to find out some more information about this, you guys can check that out on the FDA recall list. And you can also go into Newsweek to find out exactly more about that as well. So again, huge shout out to Don for sending me this information here. So I'm definitely trying to get this out to you guys. So therefore you'll know what to look for. And if you guys do happen to go grocery shopping, make sure that you check out the FDA's recall list before picking up certain items to make sure that they're not recalled. So therefore, that prevents you guys from getting sick. That prevents you guys from getting food poisoning and so forth. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns about anything specifically, that I had just mentioned recently, feel free to drop me a comment over here in the chats, or you guys can also join me in the comment section and leave a comment there. If this video does, in fact, if this live stream does, in fact, help you guys out and you find this to be very useful and extremely helpful, feel free to go ahead and hit that thumbs up, smash that heart button. And for those of you who are not yet subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe for more exclusive content. So therefore, you guys will always be up to date. And as a bonus to that, you guys will also be notified each and every single time I live stream. And for those of you who are unaware of the days that I live stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 8 o'clock p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes I may live stream later than 9:30. Sometimes I may live stream until probably approximately around 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So not sure what side of the country you guys are on. Let me know in the comments. And I will definitely do my best to keep you guys completely informed, up to date, and try to keep you guys in good health. Because food poisoning, that's not fun at all. I've had it twice, unfortunately. So, with that being said, I definitely digress. So, like I said, it's always important to check the food recall list before grocery shopping. So therefore, you're not picking up something that's contaminated that's going to make you sick or potentially become life-threatening. So if you guys do have any questions, comments, or concerns, or anything in reference to what I mentioned, let me know in the chats or let me know in the comment section what your thoughts on that are. And if there's anything that I may have missed, I do convey my apology on that behalf. And I will try to rectify the situation as much as I possibly can. Excuse me. So, if you guys have anything specific that you guys would like to add to the comments or add to the chats, my live chats are open for anyone who'd like to participate. Then again, you guys are all free range humans, so and for those of you who are sitting back and idle, just kind of watching, feel free to let me know that you're here in the chat. So then, or just let me know that you're here. So that would actually go to not only help support the channel, but that would also bring self-awareness and much more to you guys. So therefore, I can definitely try to ensure everybody's safety as much as I possibly can. But if I happen to come up with some more information, or if I happen to come across more food recalls and stuff like that, I usually do those on the weekends. I don't usually do those during the weekdays. Because I, however, have managed to change my schedule of doing all my food recalls. So it went from weekdays to weekends. So if you guys have anything you'd like to add to that, please feel free to let me know in the chats or let me know in the comment section. Whichever you prefer, it's fine by me. Now, about the donation thing, I have not got a chance to get that set up yet. I do apologize for the inconvenience. I am going to be looking into this and I'm hopefully going to be trying to get something set up real soon. I don't know exactly how soon, but I'm going to definitely bump that up to my highest priority. So then we can get that ball rolling there. But just note for the records, I will not be asking anybody to donate to my channel. If you guys would like to make donations on your own time, that's fine by me as well. But just note for the records that all donations that are sent in to this channel will in fact be used for a good cause. Again, um, I'm trying to think of this. Trying to think of this place now. Wanting to say the Toronto House, but I don't think that that's correct. But it's basically a shelter that's for like battered women and stuff like that. It's I think it is the Toronto House, if I recall accurately. But and also it'd be going for disaster relief and stuff like that. So if and when I do happen to get something like that up and going, I'm definitely going to be showing receipts and stuff like that on the channel, so you guys will actually know what that cause is going to. Just like I said, I will not be asking anybody for donations because that's not what I do on the channel, guys. So if you guys are feeling generous enough to want to donate, I'm good with that. So that's definitely what I'm going to be pushing for here soon. Like I said, there is no specific date of when this is going to be set up and how soon I will have that up and running. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So if anybody has any questions about that, let me know in the comments or let me know in the chats. And if you guys do have questions that I don't have a direct answer to at that point, I will basically look everything up that you're asking me, and I'm not just going to come back and give you guys an answer I think you want to hear. I'm going to come back and give you what I believe is the best answer to your question. So hopefully that does, in fact, keep everything within satisfactory. So with that being said, I'm definitely looking forward to doing a lot of things with this channel and hopefully make this a lot better than what I have when I first started. Because when I first started, I thought to myself, okay, I didn't know if I was going to make it this far, but in a way, I'm actually glad that I'm doing this now, guys. This really says a lot. Excuse me. Not bad manners, just damn good coffee. So with everything going the way it's going, everything is pretty much shaping up really fast. Everything else is pretty much taking shape. And as far as my donations and stuff like that, I have to go through my YouTube channel and get this set up. I don't know if I don't know how long that's going to take for me to get this done, but I am going to do my very best to try to get this up and going as soon as I possibly can. But I just really haven't had the time to do that, guys. So it's a little bit of a struggle, but at the end of the day, it does pay off. So when I get information like this out to you guys, that actually makes me feel a lot better. So then therefore I can try to keep everybody protected, try to keep everybody safe, and try to keep people from getting sick. So anyway, this is basically why I make these type of videos, to make everybody aware of what's going on. So it's basically a community thing. If you're not part of the if you're not part of the channel, I'm definitely getting this out there, so therefore people are becoming well aware of what I do. If you guys would like to know a lot more about everything that I have done here on the channel, you guys can also go back and take a look at all of my other videos. I'm not saying go all the way back to the very beginning, but you guys can check out some of my other videos. I do tech tips, stuff like that. Um, and usually probably about this time, I would probably have my other computer sitting right here next to me, but I'm kind of having some issues getting that updated. So I'm going to have to go through and try to figure out how to uninstall certain updates and try to update Windows 11. But my laptop is, in fact, compatible for Windows 11. But why it's not downloading, there's probably because there's other updates that's filling up that memory slot in my hard drive. And if that is the case scenario, I'm going to have to upgrade my hard drive, guys. So I'm going to have to use an internal to an external, or probably have to replace my codec system. But with that laptop, I think it's probably got a, I don't even know if it's even got a level 1 codec card. But I'll probably try to upgrade that to maybe a level 4. So that being the case, I'm probably going to have to recode the whole entire computer. That's going to be fun. Because I'm not sure how long that's going to take. Hopefully not 2 hours. So hopefully I could get that done so I can get Windows 11 up and running on my PC and go from there. But the computer that I'm on right now, that I'm live streaming on, does in fact have Windows 11. I'm using Windows 11 Home. In case you guys don't know what I'm streaming in, I'm actually streaming in 4K. So if you guys are if you guys are on YouTube and you're looking to change the quality settings of your video here on YouTube, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that. So the first thing you're going to want to do is, if you have an iOS, doesn't matter if you're on iOS or Android, we're going to go into YouTube and turn my volume all the way down so I don't need feedback on my end. We're going to go into here, we're going to go to the live stream. Close that chat out. So here's where you're going to want to go. Hang on a second. There's a gear right here. So what you'll do is you'll tap that. And up here at the very top, you'll see where it says quality. And that quality right now is at 480 pixels. So once you come up to this little page here, you're going to come down here to advanced. Then you can bring it up to, you can bump that up to 1080p. You start out with the lowest of 144 pixels, or you can basically go to 1080p. 1080p, if you guys go that route, there is a distinct possibility that you may experience a lot of buffering when you do that. So just be mindful of that, because that's not on, and just to let you guys know, this is not on my end. That's a YouTube thing. So I don't know if they're going to create a patch note to update that or not, but if they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. But only time will tell. So definitely, with that being said, guys, there's how you would change your quality settings on either Android or iOS. Still the same features, cross-platform, two different types of devices, iOS and Android. I think it might also be compatible for Mac PC and maybe even console, if you're even able to get YouTube on console. I'm pretty sure you are. I'm pretty sure you can. So that's pretty much all I have right now, guys. So I'm pretty much stuck at the moment. So, but if you guys, like I said, if you guys want to see more exclusive content like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you got your bell notifications turned on. Turn on all your bell notifications, and therefore, you'll always stay up to date with all the news that I provide here on the channel. So, therefore, as a particular bonus, you guys will also be able to be notified each and every single time I live stream here on the channel as well. With that being said, I'm probably going to go ahead and I may cut this live stream short tonight, guys. So I may just probably go at up to 9 o'clock. So that gives me about 16 minutes left on the stream. But Tuesday's night live stream, I'm going to try to do my best to make that longer than just an hour. So I guess it just depends, because between today's live stream compared to Tuesdays, I definitely got to get some thumbnails set up for the stream. So therefore, and definitely get some music in here that's not copyright. So that's the last thing I need to do, is get a copyright strike. But there's another YouTuber. I'm not going to say names, but this person got 6 copyrights back to back in one of his episodes. So he was telling, he basically came out and said exactly how many times he got. I think he said he got like 6 copyright strikes within an hour, roughly. It's crazy, but kind of humorous too. So sometimes you got to take the good with the bad. It is what it is. Oh, and just to kind of keep you guys informed on something, if you guys are using iOS, If you guys have an iPhone, you guys are definitely going to want to hear this, because this right here can also keep you protected as well. So what I'm going to show you guys is how to shut off automatic updates. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go down this little guy right here, this little gear, press that little guy there. You're going to come down to where it says General. So we're going to press General. Now we're going to go to Software Updates. iOS 18.2.1. There has been some issues with this update right here. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come down here to, or no, what you're going to want to do is come up here to the top, and the top and bottom, you're going to want to shut those off. The middle one right here, security responses and security or system files, that's automatically going to be off, guys. So the top and the bottom ones, these are the two that you're going to want to shut off here, as I just showed you. Because with that system there, with all these updates, there are a lot of bugs issues. There's a lot of bug issues and stuff like that that can actually keep you unsecured. And in case you guys did not know, Apple has agreed to pay out a $90 million lawsuit settlement. So again, if you guys have been completely unaware of that, there are certain days and there's a certain date on there, but there is something on there as well. I do believe I have made a video of this, and as a matter of fact, I know I have. Let me see if I can find it. Apple News updates and PSAs for today. I think that's the one, guys. So if you guys are checking out my channel and you guys want to know where to find that, I'm going to show you guys right offhand. So we're going to go into YouTube. I'm going to click on my profile, click up here, press live, and it's right here. So I got 2 thumbs up on that one. And for everybody who's been smashing that thumbs up button, I definitely do appreciate that. Huge shout out to each and every single one of you who's actually done that. Thank you, by the way. So this is the video right here. I do believe this actually does talk about that. I only got 6 views on that. So if I happen to come up with something, so if I happen to see something else that's very urgent, that I feel the need to get out there to you guys, I'm definitely going to keep you guys posted. I'm going to make that my highest priority to make sure that news does in fact reach you guys. Because if there's a way that if I find a way to save that video, I'm going to save it and I'm going to play that as part of the PSA type thing that I've got going on for the weekends. I don't know if 18.3 version is out, but if it is, be really careful about that, because like I said, with these new updates and everything, guys, I think what they're doing is they're sending them out too early, because I don't even think that they're even doing a stage 2 beta testing, because that right there causes a lot of security issues for iPhone devices. Android, I'm not 100% sure about Android devices, but I do know about iPhones. So just kind of giving you a heads up there, guys. So therefore, you guys will know exactly what to look out for when it comes to those type of updates. Um, in fact, there has been an issue with cyber attacks, and they have been mostly hitting iPhones and Android devices. So if you guys are getting potential spam messages like from, for example, UPS, that you supposedly have a package delivered and you know for a fact you did not have a package, that means that you have a data leak. Somebody has leaked your data. And the only thing that I can suggest is try to find out exactly who leaked it, because you may potentially have a lawsuit against that individual who leaked it. So just keep that in mind, guys. Because what scam or not scammers, but what hackers are doing, they're actually obtaining certain types of information and they're selling that info on the deep web. So you, however, in fact, can actually get all that information off the deep web. If you know exactly what you're doing, you can get any type of information, sensitive, valuable information off the deep web. That can also contain to account information, stuff like that, banking accounts, credit card accounts, stuff like that, blah blah blah. All your banking records, all your personal information that you don't want out there on the internet. There is a way to remove all of that. And if you're on PC, make sure that you have more than just one firewall running at the same time. Because that will actually provide you better protection. And if something pops up, you have a way to fix that, resolve all issues, get everything off the deep web, and block everything from the deep web. So if you guys do have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to hit me up in the chats. Let me know what your thoughts are, or if you like, let me know over there in the comment section. And oh, excuse me, I will try to answer everybody's question to the best of my knowledge. And again, guys, if you do have a question, I don't respond to that question immediately. That's probably because I don't have an answer, and I will do my best to research it and find the best, basically try to give you the best answer possible. And again, it's not going to be an answer that I think you guys would want to hear. I'm basically going to be truthful with you guys. I'm going to try to give you the best answer I can come up with to the best of my ability. So, again, with that being said, I hope I hope you guys have learned a lot from this live stream. Uh, if you guys have, like I said, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know what your thoughts are. Hit me up in the chats or hit me up in the comment section. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to sign off for the night. And for those of you who are actually watching my live streams, I definitely do appreciate that. Thank you so very much. Huge shout out to you guys as well. Also, again, guys, I will be live streaming again on Tuesday, probably same place. Well, not probably. Same place, same studio. But until then, thank you guys for coming to hang out with me tonight. And for all my other unknown viewers out there who are getting a chance to see my videos for the first time, I definitely want to thank each and every single one of you for that as well. You guys are phenomenal. Keep up the good work, guys. I definitely do appreciate everything that you guys have done for me here on the channel, and I am forever grateful. And until next time, guys, be safe, stay sharp, stay frosty, and stay vigilant. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.